what's the deal? We back at it, man. Yeah. Got it coming up. I got it coming up. Do a little review from my boy Joint. Oh, Mikael the Almighty. I give my nigga Prince too. See, there's only one gripe I got about this movie. I really dropped it in the summertime. Not because I'm summer, but we gotta say like this. I already have to deal with a fucking sibling rivalry between goddamn. This is my spiritual sons, Prince and Mike. I already have to deal with a civil rivalry with these guys. And I got a story to tell. Not here and now though. But whose bright idea was it to drop this movie a few days after the death of Prince? Why'd you do that? Yeah, it just throws me all off. I'm in Prince mode and Mike. I already got to deal with these guys bickering. Now I'm just fucking with y'all. But I got a story to tell though. Yeah, them niggas ain't getting away with that one. Friends. No. I do got a story to tell though. These niggas was wild. You talking about the Matrix and shit. The physical world's the Matrix. Oh no, these niggas are the Matrix too. But the movie, first and foremost, excellent work. I loved it personally. See, I'm a Virgo, and we're very attentive to details. Like Mike. See, Mike is more of a summertime guy. This very magic thing. I'm gonna have to hit the wall up when they pop out. Sorry, but it ain't gonna hurt. There's some miles over there, but this very magic thing is, I got some popcorn out for the game. So, I gotta take a little of that. I'm kind of hungry, yo. But, he's more of a springtime kind of guy. And Mike is more of a summertime type of dude. He passed in the spring, or he made a transition in the spring, or Mike made a transition in the summer. So, I had a thing going on here. But we're gonna do a duet. We're gonna be Mike and Prince on the same stage, spiritually speaking. Use your imagination, bastards. But not tonight. I got some more stuff about Prince too, on his own time. But back to the movie. Now, see, I understand people younger than me expecting more out of that movie in particular, or that part. I know it got to be some sequels to that. You can't make one movie for 2 hours thinking you're gonna cover Mike. Mike got go back with Eddie was talking about the recruit thing. Mike got and he showed you the movie too. You could probably make, I told somebody this earlier, you could probably make a whole nother 2-hour movie just based off of shit drawn off of Mike's personal nuances. But he's a magical guy. I know you can do it, but I can do this with my own life. And he's a magical nigga too. Just as magical. There's just personal nuances. You make a fucking 2-hour flick. You know, I'm not talking about this. He like crackers in the morning. He ate biscuits. No, I'm saying you have to understand people, sophisticated people have intricate lives. So, yeah, some people that were saying, oh man, it wasn't, I didn't, well, whatever. You know, didn't get it. For lack of a better way of putting it right now. They didn't get it. Because you're thinking about Mike. You're thinking about Mike. When you're thinking about Mike in his totality. And you think you're going to go into a 2-hour movie and get the energy that you would get from his whole ensemble of artwork. Don't get me wrong, I can understand how that would be in your mind. You gotta be a little bit more sophisticated. Yeah, some people going looking for that. I'm the opposite. I was more so looking like, you already just know it's gonna be a fucking, I'm gonna have to tell you, excuse me, that. You know, unless you're a young kid and you're not as informed as somebody a little older. You already know that's the come with a sequel. 2 hours ain't gonna do it. Even the Jackson 5 series, which was awesome shit too, that came out in the 90s, they had to do 4-5 episodes of that shit. That was pretty much the Jackson 5 before Mike even was Jackson 5. The other his brothers challenged them motherfuckers too. Let's not get that twisted either. I gotta go back and get into that old catalog or Jackson 5. So I'm mostly more familiar with Mike shit. Jackson 5, I wasn't even born yet and shit, I don't think. So, I didn't go in there expecting, it was a good movie. The fireworks that the critics of the movie, which I understand, don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking nobody's opinion. But I already knew. I was like, you can't just, that's just common sense. I feel like what they gave us in that movie was exactly what you should have expected. Because the man's life was too huge to just be, for you to get the best of it in 2 hours. Shit, you probably do 2 hours on his relationship with Bubbles and shit. Excuse me. The magical adventures of Mike and Bubbles. They probably, what type of shenanigans them niggas was in. You know, Bubbles was in the club with him smacking up. Yeah, Bubbles, man, Bubbles had that. He walked out, took a bitch right now. Bubbles. You just never know with this nigga, man. He's a magical nigga, man. Gotta be a magical nigga. You walking around with a monkey. That's hamming energy. Yeah. They even got a creation myth. We talk about a monkey pulled the top off of you know how the top off a dinner plate, you know how, or a plate, you know how some plates come with, you see them at the big banquets and shit, you have to pull the top off, or the meat or whatever, that's the turkey that's under this shit. Yeah, the monkey had to pull the top off. The monkey pulled the top off. That was a creation myth. Pulling the top off was the moon, pulling the top of the moon, or the monkey or the ape is the Arnie, the dog-headed ape. You take the top off the moon, take the top off, what do you think? Taking the top off the earth taking the moon off the top of the earth. Monkeys and moons, that should go together. Of course, and you go see that movie Monkey Man, you get to see that movie. When that movie, they showing you it's funny, cause when I got out on parole, when I first went to my parole office, I met a nigga named Monkey Man from South Park. And that nigga was a monkey man. I don't know what was that nigga was like. We had a conversation though. We were chopping it up, and he was telling me how they used to steal cars and shit out there. And, him and Brad. That's what he said. I don't know. But yeah, the boy was like real. Like he was sitting at the chip, but he was like moving his body. Like, and it wasn't. This was no acting shit. This was this nigga. You ask him in South Park, they probably know the nigga. I know you gotta know the nigga. He was in the game. He was in the streets. Cause this nigga was, you can't miss him. He was like his whole shit, bro, was like he was sitting in the chair like he was like doing this shit the monkeys doing shit like, it's probably about I think it's about my second parole visit. I was like, damn. We got to chopping it up. He's like, yeah, woo. Regular nigga though. He wasn't talking stupid. He wasn't nothing. He was just regular talking nigga. Just had a monkey thing going on. Though that nigga must be a magical nigga. But you could probably make a movie off of Mike's personal nuances and just little shit. You never know this guy. But let me show y'all the proper way to eat a banana, man. Let me show you. Pause, no homo and all of those shit. Look like you a banana. You newcomers to the earth, this is how we ate bananas. And there was nothing gay about it. Cut that bullshit out. But now, let's get the upset out the way. I know everybody was, I said this respectfully, but now fine tune your emotions for me, if you will. So this won't come off as me. I don't want to, out of respect for the family, I don't want to come off when I'm jumping down, up, and I was upset. I was really very hot. With old Joseph, man. But I use this as a, one second. All right, now, here's the thing. But this ties right into what I was going to speak on with, what I was going into. Or really, my next to live video I was going to do, I was going to get into this about parent love and parenthood. Now, two things. As a parent, first of all, the first major message I got from that movie was they didn't need that hard of a push. That's what they were trying to show you in the movie. It's just what I got from it. And don't get me wrong. You gotta have a cutoff fate. You gotta cut shit off and cut shit on. You do want to, you try to cultivate your sons into bona fide artists. I can understand a little push, Get a little gritty with them. But you have to do that with a lightheartedness. Meaning, even when you're in character, that's supposed to be a character. That drill sword, first and foremost, you gotta know how much of it to have. Then you have to understand this is a character that I'm using for this 2-hour segment that we're using to practice for whatever we're doing or whatever. However long they're going to be practicing and shit. You have to have that type of mentality. And be able to know when you're going too far. Because it's never that serious. If it takes that much to get my kids to superstardom, they'll just be special in the house. It's never that serious. You're supposed to be able to gauge when you're going too far, gauge when you are putting a fear in your children. When you take the fear shit too far, you can't rule your kids. Let's wipe away Joe. That's so we can make this less personal. Because I'm trying to send a universal message out to all parents. So we strip away that. Because this is what I was going to talk about before I even started the movie. So we can just go into that mode. So we won't, but that's the synchronicity of how it happened. So let's just wipe away Joe and just say parent A or parent B or whatever. Now, see, it may be a little bit more lax these days, but it's always swaying one way. It's got to be some type of middle pillar. Because now the parents of today are a little bit more hipper, so they may not be as strict or rigid as, say, parents of the kids from my age. My parents and all that shit, or whatever. But you still gotta kind of link. You can't be too lax, cause then now you got your kids. They don't even want to talk and shit. All that old. I can't explain it. I see it. It's a thing. They're just weird, If I was a parent, I let my kids have their freedom, their space. But you're not just we gonna know each other. It ain't gonna be no fucking, you just come home from school and go in the room every day and that's it. I'm gonna let you do that, but you ain't gonna let you get too far away from me. That's why you gotta catch them young when they still innocent and cultivate the relationship there. Don't just put them in front of a fucking TV, babysitter, so you can go over there and do whatever the fuck you want to do and cackle on the phone and shit and all this other. No, you need to have the same way you pick that goddamn phone up to gossip with your girlfriend or gossip with your homeboy or do whatever the fuck you do. You need to take time out. That's why you have to keep your childhood innocence. So you can meet them where they at. So you can form a conversational relationship with them while they're young. So you watching Tiny Toons? That goddamn Elmira. She does it too much. Yeah, she's no dad. She's too much. Yeah, squeezing all them animals and shit. And you gotta do that. Some of y'all get too cool for that. You too cool to sit there and play toys with your kids and shit. I was telling you about my little cousin. Then nigga started talking, just talking out of his imagination because he was young as hell. But the nigga was describing. He was like, when I was in my mama's belly, I was a bad. He was talking about the spine. He was talking about some shit, but didn't know it. If I wasn't sitting there playing toys with him and shit, I would have missed that whole thing. So this shit is real. Trust me on this shit. Real nigga shit. So, you have to do that. You want to be able to have some type of sway over. That's why I was telling you about being friends with your kids too. There's always only one way or the other with black people. I'm not your friend, I'm your father. You need to be both. So you can have, that's how you exercise some type of sway over your kids. If you don't, whoever the fuck the popular kid, if they not whoever the popular kid of their group or the popular kid or the rapper or whatever the fuck, that's who's gonna have more sway over your kid if you don't know how to be in tune with the motherfuckers. So, but with black people, one of the reasons why we are so, you would have somebody like a Joe, or he's not the only one, but fathers or even mothers or parents like that are products of slavery. Just like the first thing we think to do is whip our kids. It's like, now if it come to that, I got to a point in life when I started making the connection. And I said, man, I think that whipping shit, we get that shit from slavery. That's the first thing beat your ass. Ooh, give me my belt. Ooh. That slave master shit. Not saying that we didn't have some form of discipline pre-slavery before we fell or whatever. But when that's your go-to, if you don't have the wits to be able to conversationally sway your kids, I just like, if I tell you, hey man, you see that red hot stove, that motherfucker hot, don't touch that, you burn your hand. And the motherfucker gonna touch the motherfucker anyway. I done told you, and you wanted that, so you gonna get so many words. What I'm trying to say is, it's only so far you can go. Eventually, they have to go out and do their own thing anyway. You supposed to be preparing them for that, and you have to stop looking. All this shit I've seen in the movies, but I was always gonna say this. But it's just like I was saying with the Pac thing, when he said, but I often wonder why we scared to let each other fly. He was saying that as far as like just black people always hold each other down. Take it to a deeper level. You can be like that with your kids or your little brother or somebody younger than you. You have to learn how to always have that love as a big brother or big sister or mother or father, while at the same time allowing yourself to stop viewing them as they were when they were 12 and shit. Your little brother grew up and get cooler than you. You can't be mad because you was the cool nigga. I was cool. And then he grew up and started getting all the hoes and shit. And he's getting more hoes than me. He's the little brother. I'm like, don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to. But it's all type of little, just like with the joke, I think that's why you have to know these emotions. See, a lot of people experience emotions but don't know the inner workings of shit like jealousy. Now, like I said, I don't have a jealous bone in my brain. You might say, oh, that's impossible. Like, nah, I've never, ever looked at somebody else and said, I don't like them, or I'm mad because they got this, or I want that, and I can't have it, but they got it, so fuck, I ever. You check my files. I don't even operate. That ain't even. That's how I know I'm an otherworldly nigga. I don't even. That shit is not even my. Like I said, even with the girls and shit, you take my girl, cool. Just don't disrespect me in the process. Take the bitch. I'm not gonna be a whole bad. As long as you ain't dissing me and knocking me, I don't give a fuck. But once you make it personal, you step on my toes in commission. Fuck, keep up, but I'm still finna put the karate moves on your ass or whatever for nudging my shoulder in the process of the shit. I can't stop a motherfucker from choosing when they want to choose. All I can do is present myself as the better choice. If she can't see that, she ain't smart enough to be me anyway. So, these are my world. So, but jealousy, seems like the nigga said it, Baby Boy, about the Oedipus complex. That's when I think some shit is a complex where and even this shit you have to be careful with. This is giant. This is when a version of that, because it's a real thing. But we just give it to you how it's technically given to us through white education or whatever. It's supposed to be like when some type of complex where the child wants to be the husband of the mother. Because first of all, that's all spiritual shit. You see some certain spiritual mythology where the husband to the wife is sometimes the brother to the wife. That's why I would tell you like with one Bobby, you hear him talk about his wife, he be like my sister. When he's saying my sister, he'll be talking about his wife. You'll probably be thinking he's talking about a friend or his biological sister. No, he'll be talking about his sister because you're supposed to have that relationship. You're supposed to be the mother to your. You're supposed to be the wife. You're supposed to be the mother. You're supposed to be the sister. You're supposed to have all those elements of a woman, so you can be each one of those to him, and vice versa for the man. So, but the Oedipus complex thing is, so maybe the Oedipus complex is trying to explain an extreme where that part of you that's supposed to be everything, maybe the part of you that's the husband part of you, maybe you too caught up in that, and this is all subconscious shit or whatever. But anyway, and that makes you hate the father. So that's when the child is jealous of the father because basically we just put it like this to keep it out before we don't want to get incestual with this shit. Let's just keep that out here. Let's just say the father and the son is jockeying for the love and attention of the mother. That's when the father, the son, is getting jealous of the father because the father, due to the attention that the father gets from the mother or whatnot. But I think it's a reverse version of that too. The father can be looking at the son and seeing the greatness of the son, and subconsciously it's threatening him in regards to the mother. You know, some fathers get jealous when the mother shows more affection to the baby, or you know, that baby comes, he gets all the attention and shit, blah, blah, blah. If you're not emotionally mature, you'll get jealous. You used to rub my feet at night. Now you over there tickling the baby all night. I miss my feet getting rubbed. And all that stupid shit. You like, damn nigga, you did your feet rubbed for 20 years. This nigga just got here. Shut your bitch ass up. You had to talk to these niggas like, they fucked up. We all done. We all in niggas anonymous. Well, let me not say niggas anonymous, because niggas is not a bad thing. Niggas mean black. We all in fucked up niggas anonymous. Everybody. I am a fucked up nigga at times. Not really, but maybe I have my just I wouldn't put myself in a fucked up nigga box. Let's just say we just change that. We're all capable of some type of shit we'll probably regret if we got the real heart inside of us some down the line, somewhere down the line, some shit like that. So but we have to realize that we have to really realize and look at what slavery did to us and realize that it worked to a certain degree, and we do possess fucked up psychological temperaments. Bottom line, first step to getting to healing is to realize you're sick. If we walk around motherfucker thinking there's nothing wrong with us, then we just keep doing the dumb shit. If you think there's nothing wrong with stealing from your mother to go buy crack or whatever the fuck you gonna buy, you're gonna keep doing it. Unless you know it's wrong, don't give a fuck, then you just really foul. So we have to come to terms with shit, to deal with shit. So that's a thing though, and you have to realize that. So to take it back to the movie, that could have made that could have been the strain on the relationship between Joe and Mike. He's seeing the greatness, but he's threatened by it at the same time. Therefore, he's trying to control it. He's first and foremost. Let me go back to what I told y'all a couple. I'm thinking back in the fall. The reason why we put ourselves in such compromising positions in commission of trying to make a bankroll is because we come from our background as Americans and as Black Americans or America's Black people in America. And we always been here. What I'm saying, we'll just say since the reign of the white man or whatever you want to call it, we've always been an impoverished people. Therefore, once opportunities for us to start getting our way up out of those impoverished conditions showed up in the forms of jobs, and then later on down life, entertainment and this, that, the other, and all that old shit. Coming from such an impoverished background, it got to the point where only thing that mattered was money. So I can see it in certain people. They don't give a fuck about no spirituality, nothing of substance. The only thing they worry about is monetary gain or physical shit. Like I say, shit you can eat, entertainment, clothes, cars, bullshit. Not bullshit, but the basics of life. So we were so much stripped of our basic necessities that we needed to the point to where when these opportunities start opening up, they went on to mean more than they should, or distract us from thoughts of substance, so to speak. So there's certain people that don't give a fuck how much wisdom I can hit them with. Yeah, nigga, you ain't got as much money as whoever the fuck the new billionaire around this bitch. They must not be doing something right. And it's like, weirdo, this is what I'm talking to you about fucking saving your soul. I'm not talking about fucking bags of money and shit. Get that shit too. I'm not telling you to deny that, but I'm just, don't compare. That's where you get fucked up at. Niggas think, oh, must not be working, he ain't got no money. That's where you fall at. That's you where you fall short at. You comparing this shit. You think this is some groovy job or some shit or whatever. But anyway, because you root chakra shit. But so when you look at Joe, what he was saying, he wanted to get out the steel mill. First and foremost, that's another thing too. You have to take this as a lesson too for you. So when you go out in the world, he worked in a steel mill. He had a steel type of mentality. He was rigid. That rough life or whatever he was experiencing, working in that steel mill around a lot of hard shit, steel, that if you're not safe, that can, everything is everything. So a steel mill can very well, if you're not have some type of working around steel and iron and shit all day, may have some type of vibrational effect on your psychological being or whatever. Not saying it has to, but if you're aware of this, then you'll be more able to combat it in some form of fashion. And you can take that and apply it to wherever you work at. I don't, or just think like that, because your environment does play a part and has an influence on it. So. But even the name Iosif, I say this respectfully, but it's true science. The Iosif is when you look that up in Kemet, it's an ass-headed god. I'm not saying ass like I'm disrespecting. No, it's a donkey-headed deity. But it represents an aspect of your psychology or a psychology, which is stubbornness, rigidness. Donkeys are stubborn. We all have things that we're stubborn in, but you don't want to be stubborn, a genuinely stubborn person. It's certain shit I do that's bad. Like say you got a bad habit. Even when you're in commission trying to break that, when you're trying to break a bad habit, the whole reason why you have to break it is because you've been stuck in it for something. Some shit. Sometimes you do the shit without even thinking. You have to get out of that or whatever. So we all have things that we may be stubborn in. And some shit you should be stubborn. Some shit you just, I'm not gonna stop smoking weed. I'm stubborn in that. I'm just not gonna do it. I don't think there's nothing wrong with this shit. You just have to know how to do it. Now if I just sit, if I'm stubborn to the point where I just stuck, I'm just smoking weed all day, that's too stubborn. I ain't gonna do nothing but smoke weed all day. Blunt after blunt after blunt after blunt. Now that's too much. That's too stubborn. Be lazy, dehydrated, whatever. But we have an overall, when you think about the IO that's what, so this is, I say this with all due respect, this is a magical family. Even this part, even though there might be a negative aspect of what I'm saying, but even it's showing you that this is, you don't believe in magic and spirituality and all that shit, so you can look at the Jackson family. They are a manifestation of the things that I speak about. So I could see the rigidness. No matter how we know that's the thing, no matter how accurate the movie was or not, I don't know, but you can see that rigidness. Even when Mike got older, he was still talking to him like he was a kid. It's like that's not just him. That's parents. A lot of parents, period. A lot of parents get mad when you start speaking, when you challenge what they say, even if you do it respectfully. You're not even trying. They might say some shit that you know is wrong. You be like, look, man, blah, 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 blah. And they might hear what you say, they might know it's the truth, but the mere fact that you would even correct them offends them. Even as a goddamn grown person. Shouldn't offend you as a kid. If a child, even if a child corrects you, it shouldn't offend you. But it goes deep to the point to where even when you become a grown person, and that's people, period. You know, just parents. So it's just taking it as a generalism, but it's really hits home. It really hits home when it comes to parenting, because the parent has to know how to let go, how not to let go. Because really, when you love your child and you love your family, real love. We families are kind of fucked up these days. Everything all crazy. Willie Lynch shit had really just took a toll. It took a minute, but yeah. You have to know how to let go, but then still have a love for them where even when they're the grown up, if you see them making a mistake, you can grab them and give them a little son or daughter or whatever. It's your life, woo. But I see this, that. Take it how you want to take it. Love you regardless, but you can't say I'll give you no insight or whatever. And maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, you right. Cool. Now, if I'm right and you wrong, the consequences tell you. So I don't have to jump down your throat and woo. Just like I say, if I tell you that iron hot, you go touch the motherfucker, they burn you. I tell you don't touch that iron, you go touch the iron. I don't have to say nothing no more. You feel that heat hit your motherfucker there, you'll know, oh yeah, he was right, yeah. So I say, sometimes I gotta let shit stand on its own. Instead of taking personal when people don't want to agree with you or heed your words or whatever. I'm the type of nigga like, all right, bro, just a suggestion. So when Pac said we scared to let each other fly, that it especially pertains to big brother, big sister, little sister, big sister, little brother, big brother, little sister, big brother, little brother, big sister, little sister, or even usually big sisters love their little brothers and shit. So it can go any way. Just keep you on the safe side about this. So you have to learn how. As I was telling you about Miley Cyrus, she had to start dressing like other celebrity childhood celebrities that started off as kids. When you see them go from Miley Cyrus to I can't even like a wrecking ball, she damn near half naked swinging on a wrecking ball. I'm like, kick that shit, Molly. Let the motherfuckers know. They have to do something wild to snap you out of this image of them as a fucking young kid. Because she's trying to do grown-up shit now. And she might want to dress scantily clad now. She don't need you saying, oh, Miley, what happened? Oh my God, you were such a wholesome hell of a fucking role I was playing. You get what I'm saying? Like, so, but I say that'll say, you wanna maintain that type of love you have for them when they were that age or young and shit. It's easy to love kids and shit, unless you don't like kids. I don't trust people who don't like kids. They give me the heebie-jeebies. But anyway, but at the same time, allowing them the room to grow so that when you are trying to assist them with whatever, you can do it from the same place of love that you had for them when they were kids or whatever. But to take it back to what I was saying about Joe was the thing. Look at what he was saying. Now, that's killish noise too. People was like, when I was growing up, that's one thing you heard a lot. And you can say what you want to say, but all that pushing he did, look how far I got him. It was like, no. It played a part. But it was too much for one. Two, sometimes I let the magic happen on its own. What I got from that movie is they didn't need that crazy shit. You know, it's the extremism of it. It's a certain degree you're supposed to push them. And we ain't studying. I mean, if you guys go to school, we should not spend sit here and rehearse for fucking 6 hours. My job is to take 2 or 3 hours and make sure I perform what I'm doing as the maestro potent enough and in this compact amount of time to get you to get right or whatever. And it wouldn't hurt. I wasn't there, technically speaking, but looking at the type of mic, I know naturals when I see them. And I say all 4 of them, all 5 of them is live. Don't get me wrong. He just was a standout act. But I know Michael. I am him, kind of. We were like, it's a thing. I know that energy. As well as Prince too. I see the Messiah energy in these niggas. Not, especially now coming into the knowledge of who I am. But he ain't need that. That's just like me, right? I know he was like me. Nobody is over me. Ain't nobody fucking with me with that rap shit. I ain't gonna lie. When I sit down and get in that zone, boy, I'm a fool with that opinion. Ain't nobody standing over me. Right. Oh, you hear this shit. You hear some shit I put together. You think who is your master? I like, I just study these guys. I'm not. Nobody stood over me with a bullwhip. Get the wrong right, Sam. I didn't need that, and I still end up being one of the best to do it. You might not know it yet, but trust me, I am oh yes. I'm not the nigga to fuck with, but I was freestyling about 2 weeks ago. That shit sound like Brother Nuncy coming back. I hate to go against me in the ring with that rap shit, because that shit up, boy, I was a terror. I terror. Well, it's always like that. When I'm really in the zone, I snap, get it going on. Especially when I'm saucy. Oh, man. Frank Stimmy blowing. Skit scats. Oh, it's going down, boy. Boy, But anyway, I'm a natural, just like I could tell Mike was a natural. You're not saying the you know the push from an outside force is a bonus, but that could fuck the magic. You don't supposed to force the magic. You're supposed to finesse it. What they were doing was magic. He was. Well, Mike had to leave. Even if you want to say, okay, it was good for a certain amount of time, and really it wasn't, because once you're supposed to be, your love for the child is supposed to outweigh some type of success, financial success. So I don't give a fuck. Even if I'm pushing my kids, trying to get us to get it right. Once I see my kids getting scared or have a fear of me, we're not living like that. Your kids are not supposed to be in a perpetual fear of you. And I say this respectfully. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm not trying to. I'm just being real. This is for educational purposes. You're not supposed to raise your kids with a perpetual fear. You want it to be a certain respect there, where they know if I cross the wrong line, it'll be consequences. But you don't want them to be in a perpetual fear. That's really you scared. You scared shit gonna get out of hand, so you trying to rule them with fear. And when I saw through the movie, if we go back to what I was saying about, we inherited our form of discipline from slavery. Even when you go back to the lessons, the 120. So why does he fear? Basically saying, why does the black man fear the white man? They say because the white man put fear in him when he was a little boy and taught him to eat the wrong foods. When you look at Joe, and the way he was pushing him or whatever, was he not saying he took, I'm reading the white man's book and I'm going to do it like, no, I'm not saying that. He inherited that mentality. I don't know his background. I don't tell him. Sometimes you have to understand what people's background and see how they got to where they at. He was operating from a slave master perspective. Once you see your kid, once you push, but once you see it starts to affect the love you have between you and your child, or you see it starting to put a fear in your child, you have to find other means of doing shit. It can't just be just tough. Or silencing your kids. Because when you don't give them the right to speak respectfully, or you teach them to speak respectfully, if you disagree with someone, you think I'm wrong about something, you can challenge me respectfully. Don't disrespect me commission of it though. But when you don't allow them the room to do that in their own home, that could lead to them being picked on and shit when they go out to the world. Because then when they go out to the world, that could have an effect on them speaking up at times where they need to speak up for themselves. That's why I be telling you. That's why when I say I'm a gangster and shit, I'm not saying that because I want you to think I'm some fucking. A gangster, warrior, same shit to me. Put it like that. You have to have a warrior in you in this fucking world. And they showed you that in the movie too. Mike had to step into. They showed you if you paid attention to what they was showing you, he was stepping into his power. That's why when he went to that room, he better told him all the motherfuckers get out. He's the dude. That's the one right there. I don't need the rest of you motherfuckers. Let's get it popping. That was trying to show you that was the point. And he had his Moorish shit on. He had the sailor shit on. See, you wouldn't even peep that because he ain't got no fez on and shit. But that sailor shit, that blue, yeah, that's Moorish shit. Because Moors, you gotta think about it. Once was a time when white people didn't know how to sail boats. This is why Moors and blacks became synonymous. The word Moor really means, there's a, I can show you some shit where it says Moros means death, but death basically means death, black. It's just talking about the negation of the dark side of things, the feminine principle or whatever. But Moors, the M and the or. The or is what you roll with when you roll in a boat. So Moor can very well stand for master or master or. So the one who masters the seven seas, the oars, the four extensions of the cross, like paddles. So the Moor, we're mooring the earth right now, spinning this motherfucker through the dark waters of noon. Moors. It's more than just a nigga. The Moors is just don't mean with niggas. Really see the way that came into the way we even start being associated with that word as a race or ethnic group was because we were the only ones who was able to sell the seven seas. They didn't know how to sell yet. So if you was a Moor, it was automatically you might say, well, I need to get a Moor to sell me from Spain to Bangladesh or some shit, right? Well, when you say I need to give me a Moor, or just say a white person, I need a Moor, they were basically talking about a sailor, but it automatically meant black because the only motherfuckers that can sell was the blacks. The blacker Moors. So, but that was Moorish shit he had on, the blue and gold he had on. Mike got a lot of, that's what I be saying, it's a lot of shit y'all, that nigga was look, Aaliyah peeped too, because look, 4-page letter, I just peeped this shit today. Billie Jean, Mama always told me, be careful who you love. 4-page letter, Mama always told me to be careful who you love. And that's why she was looking like Michael Jackson in that fucking video, walking up that mountain. Nigga like Fu Chin, she finna go kick some ass and shit. Nigga, that was some badass chick, boy. That's fucking Aaliyah, man. Oh my god. But yeah, so that's what they were trying to show you. So when you allow your child the voice to speak up for themselves in the home, when they go out into this wicked society that we live in, they're less prone to get bullied or they're less prone to get taken advantage of because they will have the fortitude to stand up and say, hey man, nigga, my pops let me address a problem if I feel slighted. I'm not finna let you I'm not finna hold my tongue for you, bitch ass nigga. Hold on, nigga, that's my milk, nigga. You fuck with it. I don't fuck with it. Yeah, man, you ain't gonna let a nigga take that off his tray without standing there like, hold on, bro. What is you doing? So many words you can actually, I think Mike had to deal with, I think that's what the whole thing was. When Mike can say, I'm gonna look him in his eye. That's probably what he was trying to get to that level the way you can do it. Look at him and she didn't come to that point. You should be able to just sit down and have a civilized conversation with people, man. Like, everybody can't do that with everybody, though. Because it's hard-headed. It's the stubborn thing, the hard-headedness. That's a thing. People that only see things that they only fixated on seeing things their way or how they feel it should be and not flexible. You have to have some type of, you have to know how to be both. You're supposed to know when to stand firm on some shit, and you're supposed to know when you may be wrong or you might need to fine tune here or fine tune there. But when I saw the fear, that's the first thing I thought about. But it took my mind to the lessons. The white man putting fear in the heart of the black man as a child. That the putting the fear was the slaughtering of the father in front of the child. This makes the mother out of not want to see the same thing happen to her son, tell him don't go against the white man or the slave master or whatever, because you'll be end up like your father. Therefore, you raise a generation of little boys who don't, who grow up with not an inkling of fighting back when it comes to freedom, justice, and equality. It's like Demolition Man. Wesley Snipes was he played the Christ. Something they had the Christ, just like with Apocalypto. Simon Phoenix was really the Phoenix is the Christ. That's the Horus. But they took the Christ, put him in the bad guy role. They took John Spartans, Greeks, the white Greeks, Spartans. That's them. That shit is real. Xerxes and all that shit. They did go to war with folks, with Persia and all them people. And yeah. But that's how you're supposed to be. Xerxes, see, he was really that was a deity. That's why he was all androgynous. Even before I just really understood androgyny, I was looking like, are they trying to say he's gay or something? I just kidding. But when I saw that fucking movie, I don't think I was in the depths of my knowledge of androgyny yet. So when I saw him, now if I was to see it, I get it more so. But when I saw it then, I was like, but that nigga, he looks kind of gay. he was a gay general or some shit. But fuck I said that for. But back to the Simon Phoenix thing. So, but that's why when he ran up on that the mayor or whatever for the leader of the wimpy ass town they was in, well, that was L.A., but that was some old utopia shit or whatever. He put the iron to him. He couldn't shoot him. That's the type of subliminal mind games they play with you. You the baddest motherfucker in the movie, kicking ass, beating niggas down. But when it came to that leader, when he ran up on that leader and put that iron to him, he just couldn't squeeze the trigger. And they were showing you that because that's who they want you to be. They want you to kick everybody else ass. But when it comes to the main motherfucker, the main shit you need to be attacking, they want you reluctant to do that. That's why you couldn't do it. It was like, which that was an attack on us. If that's not, see, that's them trying to reverse some shit that's irreversible, which is the Messiah coming back and kicking ass. Okay, how many movies you make, what you try to plant in the subconscious mind of the black masses and all that old shit, it ain't working. Parked already sparked the brain around this motherfucker. So, but that's what that was. I guess they was like, well, maybe you'll buy some time. Something. I don't know what the fuck. But that nigga was the Messiah, really, in that movie. But they put the Messiah in the bad guy role, so he would go against it in the movie. But then hopefully for them, it'll have an effect on your subconscious mind, and you go against your own inner Messiah or whatever. But that's connected to the Willie Lynch thing. So you'll grow up and fight and bicker and kill one another, but be reluctant to really aim that firepower towards oppression or whatnot. So yeah. Now I'll probably do another video. I ain't gonna drag this one out. I gotta get back to Layla and Prince joint. And I gotta get up with Selena. But if I got something, I found something I want to share with y'all. But that movie was awesome, man, because it gave everybody. I think it would, I think you can just get bits and pieces. You can get bits and pieces from, the people who's around, the family and all that. Plus, he got a lot of interviews and stuff he left behind that you could draw from to make, to make it pretty. I think they can get about another 2 out of it. It'll probably take another 2. I would say another 2 hours just to get a good glimpse of them. Yeah. But I get it though. If you was walking, I already knew. Cause I was trying to figure out where it was gonna start at. I was like, shit. Maybe they might start at Thriller and then come back with part 2 and take it back to the childhood and then take it when he was battling Sony and all that shit. It's just so many different things. Shit, the Jackson 5 alone, they already made a movie about the Jackson 5. So you can, this just, that nigga got like a mini Marvel universe of his own. So, I thought it was a good movie, man. They threw a little jab at Prince in there. Well, not a jab, but it was a reference. I think it was kind of a jab. It was a nice reference. I liked it there right there. That part right there. So yeah, man. Let me. That's why I gotta get me a new laptop so I can just sit here and go off for about 4 hours. This 1 hour shit ain't doing it. That it throws me out. But I'd rather just do this straight on through. But I gotta go upload this one before I can't on YouTube. I don't know, but for some reason when I record too long on one goddamn video, YouTube won't upload the shit and all this old bullshit. I don't know what it is, but I'll be back, man. So y'all niggas hold tight. I probably have to do one more on this just to cap it off. But yeah, man. So y'all hold on to your hats, man. Peace.